Welcome back to the story of my parents, Smitty and Joann. Part 5 of this epic tale is about my mom. Born on December 10th, 1925, Mom grew up, till she was 13, in Birmingham, Alabama. I asked Mom what it was like to live in Birmingham, Alabama back in the 1920s.
It was a steel city when I was growing up, and everything had coal dust on it. So we lived up on the Red Mountain. We could go out on the terrace and look down in the town, and you could see the smelter where the ore was going up, being whatever it is. Anyway, it was just beautiful. It's a beautiful sight.
According to Mom, Grandma played cards every day, so Mom was raised by her nanny. Mom loved her nanny so much, she named my sister after her.
I just loved her so much. She was as much a mother to me as any of them. I guess that's why I named Sarah Sarah. And old Sarah said, "Don't do it." I didn't do it. I was her buddy. When we were alone, she called me her buddy. And she had 2 daughters and a son. She may have had more, but I only knew about those. But the 2 daughters she saw to it, they went through college, became teachers. So, and I think Daddy helped her with that too.
I never met Mom's father, Joseph Banks Poole, who I'm named for, or any of his family, so she shared what she knew.
His father was William Thompson Poole, and his mother was Sophia Houston McEwen Poole. The oldest in the family was his sister, Minnie Stanford Poole. Then he had a brother, William Cloyd Poole. Then he was the 3rd child. And then he had a younger brother, Martin Alexander Poole. Aunt Minnie stayed home, a very tall, stately, beautiful woman. She stayed home to take care of her father. After her father died, she moved to New York City and went into the real estate business. And evidently did okay. And the last time I saw her was in 1952. He started a business, National Shirt Company, out of Columbia, South Carolina. And he married a Yankee beer heiress from Pennsylvania, from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, Amelia Stegmeyer. And he moved to Evanston, Illinois. Why, I don't know, but that's where they lived. And they had 8 children. She died having the 9th. I met all of the kids when I was 7 years old. We had gone up to Chicago to the World's Fair. Strange thing about their home, with all these children, when they sat down at the table, no one was allowed to speak. Uncle Cloyd said it was just too noisy. Uncle Martin was the youngest and the tallest. He was 6'4", very dark like his father. Very handsome. He was probably the handsomest of the kids, besides Aunt Minnie. He went to Auburn. He was a member of Kappa Alpha. I have a picture of him at school. But I never knew him.
We'll get back to Uncle Martin in a minute. He's kind of important. I asked Mom to tell me a little bit about her dad, since I never met him.
He was in the wholesale brokerage business. He sold wholesale flour to grocery stores all over Alabama. For one thing, he was very Victorian. So he expected me to behave myself as a lady, both inside and out. He kept a spittoon by the bed. Somewhere that spittoon is in there. It's a porcelain one. You know? He also, part of the time, slept with a gun under his pillow. And the one thing I really remember about him, and it's the same thing with your father, their honor and their integrity were just impeccable. It was a part of them. It just exuded from them.
My grandfather had been married once before to this woman here. She looks nice. Mom didn't even know about this woman until after he had passed away, but they divorced and her dad married my grandmother.
They got married May 1st, 1918. Went straight to the Kentucky Derby from there. And then they had a 2-month honeymoon. And when they got back, Dad's gift to her was a new house, sitting up on Red Mountain. And she told him after 7 years that she'd divorce him if they didn't get a child. That's what she told me.
No kids, no marriage. Sounds just like Grandma. So, since they couldn't have kids, they adopted my mother. Mom's name on her birth certificate was Mary Elizabeth Golden, but she always suspected she was a Poole. And that's where her father's younger brother, Uncle Martin, comes in.
I've always known I was adopted. I was a chosen child. No accident, a chosen child. Well, I told you that for the first time I wondered if Uncle Martin was my real father. Why would they keep me away from a man that was his brother? And we went through Memphis all the time, going to Jonesboro to see Uncle Lewis and Aunt Gray. We'd stop there. And his brother lived there.
As it turns out, Mom was wrong about Uncle Martin being her real father. But that's another story. My mother was also a child of the Depression, and like most families in the 1930s, life was tough. Especially for her father and his flour mill.
He lost everything. And I mean, I don't think he went bankrupt, because we were able to buy a home pretty soon, after that. And it was once you had went bankrupt there, you just couldn't buy a home, you couldn't start a business or anything. And he was able to do that. So I'm not sure. Mother always said he went bankrupt, but I think what he did was he sold everything he had. We were not destitute at any time, but it must have been very, very scary not to have an income.
But my grandfather had a patent on what became the first waffle ice cream cone. Unfortunately, it was the wrong time to be starting a new business.
And Daddy was an inventor. He took money from his own company and put it into this waffle thing. One thing that happened, and I kind of figured it out why Daddy got into that waffle business. Along in the early 20s, they had started putting bread wrapped, rather than going to the bakery. The grocery stores were having bread wrapped in kind of wax-like paper and selling loaves of bread. And I kind of think my father saw that as an up-and-coming thing, and it could put him out of business. Because you don't go in stores anymore. If they sell flour, they sell a 5-pound sack, a little paper bag. Not these great big huge sacks of flour, because people don't bake bread anymore.
But Mom's dad landed on his feet and got a job with the Ball Brothers Company selling their glass jars. He moved the family to Houston, Texas in 1938, and that's where he remained until he passed away.
And then he had the connection with Ball Brothers, and that turned out to be very good for him. As a matter of fact, my father was very, very happy in Houston. They liked him at Ball Brothers. And Mary Lincoln, who was the treasurer of the company, she was a daughter, or a granddaughter, I guess. And she was very fond of Daddy. And I think she was very instrumental in getting him down. She wrote me the nicest letter when I married. But she was instrumental in getting him down in Texas.
So that's my mom's story. I'll talk about where my dad grew up next, although it won't be easy because I only have one picture of him as a kid. My mother had more pictures taken of her in the 1920s than I had my whole entire child life. Good grief.